I sold your house to teach you some respect. My stepmother's voice hissed through the phone, sweet with venom. The new owner's moving next week. Her tone was dripping with triumph, that smug satisfaction she saved for moments when she thought she'd finally broken me. I let the words hang between us, quiet and sharp. Then I smiled. Good luck with that, I said softly. She'd know she'd already lost. I still remember the first time she stepped into our lives, my father's so-called fresh start. Her perfume was too heavy, her laugh too practiced, her beauty the kind that blinded people to her cruelty. I tried, for my father's sake, to accept her. I swallowed her snide remarks, her constant need to erase my mother's presence from every corner of the house. She used to call me dear. After my father died, that changed to a cold you. Within days of his funeral, she replaced his photo on the mantel with her own. That was the first betrayal. The second came when the lawyer called. A revised will had surfaced, one giving her nearly everything. My father's estate, his accounts, even the house. It was impossible. My father was careful, methodical. He planned everything. He'd never make such changes, especially not in his final weeks. That's when I knew something was wrong. I searched his study that night. The safe, empty. The security camera he always kept above the door, missing. She'd been thorough, but not clever enough. So I waited. I watched. I listened. She bragged often, over wine, over the phone, to her equally cruel friends, about selling my father's car, his land, his collection, about the stupid girl, too naive to fight back. But I wasn't naive. I was patient. I met with my father's lawyer in secret. That's when I discovered the truth. My father had changed the will, but not in her favor. He had it sealed, locked, with a special clause. If any evidence of coercion or forgery appeared, all assets would return to their rightful heir. He knew what she was capable of. He'd prepared for her. I spent months gathering proof. Forged signatures, false medical claims, fake property transfers. Every thread or fraud carefully tied into a neat noose. When I brought it all to the lawyer, he only nodded and handed me a sealed envelope. Inside was my father's real will, everything rightfully mine, and the clause she'd triggered with her own greed. Still, I didn't move right away. Revenge, I'd learned, didn't need anger. It needed timing. I let her sell, spend, and brag, believing she'd won. When she called to tell me she'd sold my house, I let her gloat. She had no idea the papers she'd signed were worthless. The buyers were my father's lawyer and his associate, both playing their parts. So, when she said the new owners would move in next week, I imagined her face when she realized they weren't bringing furniture. They were bringing a court order. 2 days later, she called again, her voice shaking with fury. What the hell did you do? They said the sale's invalid, that you own everything. I waited, then said quietly, I didn't do anything. Dad did. The silence that followed was perfect. I could almost hear her crumble. Every account she'd drained, every fraudulent sale she'd made, was now frozen. She'd tried to teach me a lesson about respect, and lost everything instead. A week later, I stood in the quiet house, sunlight warming the same old staircase. My father's picture was back where it belonged. I didn't feel joy, just balance. Some people think silence is weakness, but silence is where the real power hides.